From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, half a dozen suspects were arrested in connection with illegal gang activity in Harrington. Well, there's a larger need for bus passes in Sussex County. Our Jonathan Mistrad has a detailed report on the way, and a homicide investigation is underway in Dover. These stories and more coming up, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Hello and good afternoon, Delmarva. Friday is here, and it's also Earth Day. We've been seeing wonderful conditions across the region today. We've been seeing a mix of some sunshine. We've been seeing a little bit of those high, thin cirrus clouds. Although we have been seeing some nice, warm, and comfortable temperatures across Delmarva today. Taking a live look outside of TV Delmarva Studios here in Georgetown. We got the high, thin cirrus clouds. We have a little bit of some blue sky peeking through. And we got some nice, wonderful temperatures as well. Currently 73 degrees in Georgetown. Take a look at some satellite and radar. You can see the stream of those high, thin cirrus clouds from the north and west. And that will continue throughout much of the overnight hours tonight as we're looking at a wonderful weekend ahead, not only with plenty of sunshine, but also some even warmer temperatures than what we are seeing currently today. Now let's have a look at those temperatures elsewhere on Delmarva at this hour. We've been seeing plenty of mild conditions pretty much everywhere here on the shore. Currently 74 degrees in Salisbury, 74 as well for Pocomoke City, 65 for Ocean City, 72 for Easton and Dover, 73 for Centerville, 71 in Wilmington, and currently 70 degrees up north in Newark. Now we have been seeing some fairly dry conditions. We do have that enhanced fire danger risk today across especially the inland portions of the shore. We've been seeing some humidity values in the upper 20 percentiles and as well as some lower 30s as well for areas of Georgetown, Salisbury, stretching all the way to Easton, even all the way up north in Newark. We've been seeing some rather calming winds for the most part here on Delmarva from the north and west, sustained anywhere between about 10 and even 12 miles per hour. Seems like 10 miles per hour sustained is the lucky number here on the shore this afternoon, but we have been seeing some wind gusts excess of 15 and even 20 miles per hour. Currently gusting to 18 here in Georgetown, 20 for Salisbury, 16 in Ocean City, 17 for Easton and Dover, 19 in Centerville, and gusting to 20 miles per hour in Newark. Now we do have a fantastic weekend ahead. Our next chance of rain is not until the early portions of next week, and we got a big cool down that will be on the way to finish out the rest of the month of April. And I'll have all those details and your weekend forecast here in just a little bit.
Half a dozen suspects were arrested in connection with illegal gang activity in Harrington. According to Delaware State Police, the incident occurred shortly before 4 p.m. Wednesday when troopers were called to the area of Mill Street in Harrington in an attempt to locate 22-year-old Khalil Pitts of Felton. Pitts, who was wanted for violating his probation, was spotted walking with several other people in the area. When troopers tried to make contact with Pitts near Clark Street and Ward Street, police say he tried to run away. After a brief pursuit, Pitts was taken into custody without incident and found to be in possession of around 1.5 grams of marijuana. Pitts was accompanied by 23-year-old Mark Johnson of Milford, 24-year-old Jackie Mitchell of Dover, 20-year-old Jawan Reed of Harrington, 21-year-old Tyler Ellingsworth of Viola, and 24-year-old Laquan Johnson of Wilmington. Police say Mark Johnson fled on foot but was quickly taken into custody. A search of Johnson led to the discovery of a loaded H&R handgun, and a computer inquiry revealed that he was a convicted felon prohibited from possessing a firearm. Tyler Ellingsworth was also apprehended after trying to flee. A search of him revealed that he was in possession of, get this, 123 grams of marijuana. Jackie Mitchell, Jawan Reed, and Laquan Johnson were all taken into custody without incident. A search of Reed led to the discovery of around 4.5 grams of marijuana. All were arrested on a slew of charges. Well, with higher gas prices and inflation on the rise, there's a bigger need for bus passes here in Sussex County. However, there are concerns that those who need them the most have little accessibility to them. Our Jonathan Mistrat takes a look into the issue.
Donald Hack is one of many in Sussex County who uses Dartford State for transportation. He tells us about the ways to get a bus pass.
You have to purchase them, and you have to go to the front desk, like the desk in the transit center, and get one, or you can get one on the bus. If you get a board on the bus, you can get one. They purchase one on the bus as well.
In addition, DART offers bus passes online and the app, but for many, those options are inaccessible. Jim Martin, director of the Shepherd's office in Georgetown, says there's been a huge need lately for physical bus passes in Sussex County, but there's not many places to get them.
Because these are the people that are very vulnerable. I mean, they need that type of support to get around, and then they become future taxpayers. Think of it that way, right? If they're out there trying to find work, not all of them are out there looking for employment at that particular moment in time. But I mean, it gives them encouragement and hope that they can get around. Because the transportation anyway in Sussex County on an average day is tough. Just because I know up in Wilmington it's a lot easier to get around by public transportation. Down here it's pretty tough. So it's already a tough thing. So let's not make it tougher. Let's try to make it a little easier for them.
The only location to pick up physical daily passes for $4 is the Lewis Transit Center and Rehoboth Park and Ride. No locations offer those physical passes in western Sussex County, where the need is dire. The other location is United Check Cashing in Milford, but when we tried to call the number, it was disconnected and the business has been labeled temporarily closed. With a disparaging number of locations for physical bus passes in Sussex County compared to Kent and Newcastle counties, we reached out to Dartford State for a response to the story, but have not heard back. For now, Martin is asking for the community to help out.
And it really helps when they have a job, they're trying to get back and forth, or they're trying to do their shopping trips and doctor's appointments and all that. So the bus pass is really critical. And a lot of people ask me for it, and we did have a stack of them, but we ran out, and we're asking people if they can help us, if they want to help our program, to get down to that transit center and go right in there and buy those passes, buy a stack of them, and then drop them off here during one of our free meals. It's an extremely popular item.
Jonathan Mistrat for TV, Delmarva News.
Well, a 23-year-old suspect has been arrested on homicide charges in Dover. According to Delaware State Police, the incident occurred back on May 15th of last year as troopers responded to Uplift Barber Shop on Governors Avenue in Dover for reports of a shooting. The investigation determined that 23-year-old Javon D. Jones of Dover was a patron inside the barber shop when an unknown male suspect entered through the front door of the business and fired multiple shots at Jones, striking him in the upper torso before running away. Jones was transported to a nearby hospital where he unfortunately died. Through investigative measures, the Delaware State Police Homicide Unit identified Kyrie Robinson as the suspect and obtained warrants for his arrest. On Wednesday, Robinson was arrested on a slew of charges, including first-degree murder. He was arraigned and issued a $1 million cash bond. Well, Compassionate Hearts will hold their Reigns of Honor event tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Wilson Lodge in Dover, as we hear from the event's organizer and military program director, Elena Wise.
We'll be kicking the day off with the national anthem. We'll have a few of our horses out there with us, presenting our nation's colors as well as the branches of the military. And then we'll have a delicious catered lunch as well as live music.
And this event, it goes towards benefiting our veterans. Why don't you tell everybody about who this benefits?
All the proceeds from this Saturday go directly to providing services that we provide, equine-assisted psychotherapy, to active duty militaries, veterans, and their families.
Can we kind of talk a little bit about what that is, that equine therapy? How does that help?
Equine-assisted psychotherapy is an alternative form of therapy. So rather than sit in an office with somebody staring at you, we take the clients out in the field with the horses. So we're a co-facilitated team. We have a licensed mental health professional, certified equine professional, and of course our horses. It is a non-judgmental, very non-threatening area. We're out in nature. It's very experiential and it's a very metaphorical model.
You can get more details about the event at the organization's Facebook page, Compassionate Hearts. Coming up, nominations are open for the 2022 Young Environmentalist Awards. More details straight ahead. Keep it here. DENREC is looking for Delaware students who are working to make a difference in the environment. Teachers, classmates, club or group leaders, family members, and others are encouraged to nominate students who made an environmental difference for the 2022 Young Environmentalist of the Year Awards. Nominations must be based on actions or projects which have taken place between July 1st of last year and June 30th of this year. The Young Environmentalist program honors Delaware students whose actions have helped protect, restore, or enhance Delaware's natural resources. Nominations will be accepted through Thursday, June 30th. Well, it's looking like we're in store for partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight and comfortable temperatures as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
Mild and dry conditions will continue throughout much of this weekend when we really start warming things up. A cold front is on the way for the early portions of next week to deliver our next rain chance. And a big cool down is on the way next week that will be sticking around for the rest of this month. Now don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I'll have a look at your weekend forecast here on TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News. Alrighty, Delmarva, let's get right into the pinpoint forecast for this weekend. We're going to start things off with some weather headlines over the next couple of days. I got some good news and some not so good news, but it's not that bad. But first, this weekend, we're going to be looking at a nice, warm, and very dry weekend ahead. Temperatures are going to be about 10 to 15 degrees above average, and we're going to be looking at plenty of sunshine as well. But going into the early portions of next week, rain will be returning on Tuesday, all thanks to a cold front that will be moving through, and that's going to be sparking some scattered showers during the afternoon and evening hours. But behind that front, we're going to be looking at a nice big cool down in the mid to late portions of next week, where we're going to be looking at temperatures about 10 degrees below average, and those cooler conditions will be sticking around for the rest of this month into the first couple days of May. Now let's get right into that weekend forecast, beginning with the overnight hours tonight. Going to be looking at partly cloudy skies, and it will be cooling down a bit, but still a fairly comfortable night in store. 46 to 50 degrees tonight with some light winds from the northeast at about 5 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast. Rest of the overnight hours into Sunday morning. This is 8 o'clock this evening. We're still going to be looking at a mixture of some clouds and sunshine before sunset in the form of high thin cirrus clouds with temperatures nice and comfortable in the low and mid 60s. Going into the heart of the overnight hours, though, we're still going to be seeing a consistent stream of those high thin cirrus clouds from the northwest. Temperatures are going to be nice and comfortable tonight, sitting in the lower 50s and maybe even some upper 40s showing up in areas right along the immediate coast. But waking up tomorrow morning, though, we're going to be looking at still a mixture of clouds and sunshine with those high thin cirrus clouds. Temperatures nice and comfortable, waking up in the lower 50s. But by the time we get into the early afternoon hours, even though Futurecast is trying to show some areas of precipitation for Dover, Wilmington, and over towards areas of Newark, I don't really buy that. I think it's going to be more of a fairly dry day going into this weekend with a consistent stream of clouds for the northwest, but still nice and mild for the most part in the mid and upper 60s the closer you get to the coast, all thanks to that onshore breeze. But some areas over towards the western shore of Maryland will be getting close to 70 degrees for Saturday. And then going into the evening hours, we're going to be looking at decreasing clouds earlier on, temperatures in the upper 50s for the most part. But during the overnight hours, we might see a little bit of a return in those clouds, especially after midnight, with temperatures nice and comfortable in the mid 50s. Saturday forecast overall, we got plenty of sunshine, temperatures around average for this time of year. 65 to 70 degrees across the region on Saturday. Another fantastic day with some light winds from the southeast between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Now we're going to take a look at the allergy index for this weekend. Still no surprise, we're at the peak of allergy season with some very high levels, 10.3 out of 12. And we do have some new allergens on the board today. Still dealing with tree pollen, but it's going to be from oak, ash, and birch trees going into this weekend. Now we're going to switch gears to take a look at the marine conditions for Saturday, beginning with the Atlantic. Partly sunny skies, 57 degrees, winds from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour with seas of 2 to 4 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got partly sunny skies, 59 degrees, winds from the southeast at about 10 miles per hour with seas of less than 1 foot expected. And then the Chesapeake Bay, we got partly sunny skies as well, 60 degrees, winds from the southeast at about 5 miles per hour. And then you can expect seas of less than 1 foot for the most part on pretty much all the waterways here on Delmarva. Now, going into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we're going to be looking at partly into mostly clear skies. Another comfortable night in store too. Overnight lows 50 to 54 degrees with light winds from the south at about 5 miles per hour. Now, let's take a look at that extended outlook. Like I mentioned about this weekend, though, we're going to be looking at some warm temperatures, especially going into Sunday. Partly sunny, temperatures will be getting very close to the 80-degree mark, and then going into the start of next week. Monday still looking great, partly sunny and 72 degrees. Like I mentioned on Tuesday, we have those scattered rain chances with that cold front moving through. Still fairly warm in the mid-70s, but behind that front, to finish out next week, we're going to be dropping temperatures down into the upper 50s to about 60 degrees, and then we're going to be sticking that way for the rest of this month with temperatures about 10 degrees below average.
Coming up, Biden has pledged another huge military package to assist Ukraine. More details straight ahead. Don't go away. Well, President Biden on Thursday announced a new military package to assist Ukraine as its war with Russia continues to escalate in the Donbass region. The $800 million package includes dozens of howitzers and close to 150,000 rounds of ammunition. Also included will be advanced weaponry technology, including drones. President Biden said his administration is also taking steps to ban Russian ships from entering U.S. ports, as well as launching a new program to help Ukrainian refugees enter the United States. This week marks 2 months since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines. Committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson, we will be talking about a brand new parameter we came up with here at TV Delmarva to help combat tornado forecasting within storms in the nearby future, known as the Tornadic Energy Helicity Index, or TEHI for short. Now, the Tornadic Energy Helicity Index is in the testing phases as of now, but this product is a tool to give a percentage of probability that storms capable of producing tornadoes no matter what kind of storm mode they are associated with. Whether it be along a line of storms, which is very common here on Delmarva, and especially in the last 2 years within tropical cyclones, or your classic supercell thunderstorms. With a 0 to 10 scale, this is to help indicate the percentage chance of a tornado occurring anywhere in the lower 48. With a blend of different parameters with a very strict conditional in place, TEHI is to help narrow down significant indicators with the current science that we have available to us in today's world. A blend of different layers of CAPE, which is a measure of instability in the atmosphere, storm relative helicity in the lowest kilometer of the atmosphere, which is your low-level wind shear, the cloud base height or lifted condensation level, any capping convergence, which is any stable layers within the atmosphere, or bulk wind difference, which is the wind shear throughout the entire layer of the atmosphere. Now, the goal with TEHI is to gain a better precision of what severe weather events are forecasted with a tornadic potential. We will be able to give an easy to read scale of percentages for the general public to understand if tornadoes are a possibility in the near-time future. Now until May 2nd, you have the chance to win one of these life-saving devices. Go to our website, tvdelmarva.com, and on the home page you will find a list of rules and contest details of how to enter for this giveaway. Fill out a short form, and 3 of you could have the chance to win one of these Midland WR120B NOAA weather radios from us here at TV Delmarva. We'd like to thank our sponsors Midland USA and Wall Service Center for this opportunity to help promote awareness of severe weather in our community.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News.